All right, so let's talk about toast messages. Toast messages are a way for you as a developer to have an ongoing conversation with your application users. A toast message is a short message that does not require any interaction from your user, and its purpose really should be to just inform them of what's going on within your application or to inform them of a state within your application. For instance, losing internet connectivity, or if we take a look at the documentation, the example that Google provides is sending a message. There's no action that is required on the part of the user. It is just informing them that something is happening. And the idea of providing these pieces of information to the user is to let them know that something's going on and that they don't have to worry and think that your application is locking up. But in fact, it's in the process of doing something that is critical to the whole purpose of their opening the app in the first place. So right now I have an application that's kind of stubbed out so that we don't have to worry about things that we've already covered, like wiring up a button and doing an on-click listener for the button. And if we look at the layout file, all we have is where's the toast, dish out the toast, a little button. And the button is btn dish out the toast. And so I'm going to show you a couple of ways in order to display a toast. Some with some benefits, some with some drawbacks. So the first way is the straightforward way, which has some drawbacks. But the benefit is that it's quick and easy and you can do it on one line. Now you have two options here. You have one that takes in a char sequence, also known as a string, and the other option here takes in a resource ID to a string. We're going to use the first one. If it wants a context, so we're going to put this since we're in an activity. If we were in a fragment, then we would say activity, and that would get the context. The second is the character sequence. So we will say, here's your toast. And then we have a duration. Now the way to get this duration, you don't put like 6 or 68 or anything like that, although that kind of satisfies the requirements for the method. What you need is toast dot, and then you have two values here, a short and a long. And the difference is a long is actually kind of long. It displays on the screen for about 5 seconds. The short displays on the screen for about 2 seconds. And then the most important thing in order to make this happen is your little flashing red button. You need to push the button, or perhaps even the analogy, it's the go button. If you don't have this in here, nothing's going to display. All right, so let's launch the application. And there's the toast. Now there's a drawback to this. If I continue to tap and tap and tap and tap and tap and then leave the application, the toast is going to display until all of the taps that were registered complete. That took a long time. And there's a fix for that. So the next version that I'm going to show you is a way to essentially create a reference to a toast object. And then every single time you click on a toast or you want to display a toast message to the user, if there is a toast object in memory, it will cancel that toast and then display the latest toast to the user. And we're going to go with long this time. All right, so what I'm doing here is I'm checking to see with no coalescence if the toast object does have a value. And if the toast object does have a value, I'm calling cancel on that so that it basically disappears from the screen. And then I'm reinitializing that object with the new message. And then I'm calling show. So let's launch this. Now that was a long toast. Which means it only lasts for one duration cycle. And that's how you create a toast in Kotlin.